Hello students, today I am going to teach the chapter The Fundamental Unit of Life, that is Cell. We know that our earth is inhabited by various sorts of creatures, from Monera to protists to plants and to animals. So from the simple living organisms to the most complex organism, that is mammalia. All these organisms are made of what? All these organisms are made up of cell. So what is cell? The cell is the basic fundamental unit of life. It is the basic fundamental unit of life. That is, it is the structural and functional unit of life. What I said? It is the structural and functional unit of life. That is, we can say that it is a structural, that is, it is a building block of all living organisms. And why it is functional? We will say it later. So, this is the structure of a cell. It is an animal cell. Now, what is the meaning of cell? The word cell comes from a Latin term, means small compartments. In 1665, Robert Hooke first discovered cell. How? He observed the cork under his self-made microscope. Hooke found that it resembles a honeycomb-like structure. So, he noticed that this structure resembled the small rooms of a monastery, and from here he gave the term cell, that is small compartments. So, when we make a house, we stack brick once against the another to make a wall. So, 4 walls jointly make a room. Similarly, cells also look like small rooms or small compartments. So, from here he gave the term cell, means small compartments. Now, coming to the second point, that is, what is a cell made of? The cell is actually made up of 3 components. One is the plasma membrane, the nucleus, and the cytoplasm. So, a cell is made up of 3 components: the plasma membrane, the nucleus, and the cytoplasm. So, what is plasma membrane? So, coming to the point, plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is the outer layer of the cell. It is the outer protective layer of the cell, and it forms the cell boundary. So, this plasma membrane separates the inner content of the cell from its external environment. So, what is the function of plasma membrane? It separates the inner content of the cell from its external environment. Next, it is a selectively permeable membrane. What does it mean? It is a selectively permeable membrane. That is, it only permits certain substances to enter and exit the cell. There are some processes by which the plasma membrane helps in the transfer or transport of some substances through the cell. So, first coming to the point, it is a selectively permeable membrane. So, plasma membrane is selectively permeable membrane. Next, separates the inner content of the cell from its external environment. That is, it is the protective layer of the cell. It is the protective layer of the cell. And the plasma membrane only allows certain substances to move through the cell through some processes that are diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion is a process where there is a exchange of substances from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. For example, exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen, and it is a spontaneous process. Whereas the osmosis is a process where there is an exchange of, for example, water or a movement of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Okay.